never done this before where I'm sitting in front of a wall like this. I haven't taken it down because I didn't want to, but at the same time it's hard because this is also my closet, so I might move it to another side of the wall in my room. But anyway, I just wanted to take a moment to talk about the song. I haven't released an original song in a while. The last one was Love You Right, and that was actually an old song that I wrote. So I guess, yeah, it's been a while. Unlike other songs, usually I write songs when I'm inspired, but this one I tasked myself to write because it was for a project for class. The assignment asked us to think about our communities and networks that have helped us, shaped us, challenged us on our journey in our life, and I was like, well, why don't I do something that I do best, kind of, which is to write a song. And so I started writing and then later realized that I left out a lot of the things that the prompt had asked us to answer. So I ended up fitting almost everything in my life that I think have impacted me the most. It was interesting. I wrote the song and then I didn't know what I wanted to do for the video. And I was just laying in bed like, okay, what am I gonna do for the video? Am I gonna sing a lip sync? Am I gonna the lyric video? Am I gonna dance to it? Or am I just gonna edit pictures and videos together? And then that's when I saw this map. It was a gift from Crystal, one of my sorority sisters. It was just on my wall, and it's a map made out of music notes. This song is literally called If My Life Was a Map. So I was like, this is perfect. I'm gonna make a wall of collage. So I moved the map over here. Everything on this wall I already had. I didn't buy anything. I cut everything. These are cards from friends that I kept, pictures, stickers. This is from my big. This was from my little in the sorority. I just had everything. I did this from maybe like 9 p.m. to 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. and I just put it all together. After that, I was like, okay, now I can film. So I filmed the one take. I played my own song and I kind of just went through the wall as I sang through the lyrics. And I asked my mom to send me some videos of when I was younger because I wanted this like effect of visuals projected onto the map. So yeah, that's what I did. It took me hours and hours of editing, but I'm glad it turned out pretty well, I think. So Taiwan is half of my map because obviously it's a big part of my identity. I will always know that I am from Taiwan. It is dear to my heart. It is home, and it's just a part of me that will never go away, no matter where I go or end up living later in my life. I know this will be always part of me. And the other half is the United States because I guess when I was younger, when my dad first brought our family abroad for just a little bit, like short terms, it impacted me. It westernized me. I love reading in English. I started writing in English and it just became the language that spoke in my brain. It became my inner voice. You know how like when your thoughts talk to you? Mine are in English, which is weird because my native language is Chinese and I'm fully fluent. But yeah, Illinois was huge. Obviously that's where I got my bachelor's degree, but other than my studies in advertising, I got very involved on campus, joining Sigma Psi Zeta. I had these stereotypes about what being a sorority girl meant, but it completely changed my perspective. My experience in Sigmas really made me into more of a leader and an advocate for causes that I didn't even know I cared about, or I didn't really think I had the knowledge about. But after being in that sorority, I learned so much, and now I am unafraid to speak up about some of the issues that are just really important, not just to me, I know to a lot of people. And yeah, and there were some people who already was part of a dance group called Imagine Asian. But later on, some of the older guys in the group were like, hey, what if we made it into an actual student organization? And I got to be a part of that transition, and I am so grateful because Imagination was my rock. The people that I've met in that dance group, like, it's not just a dance crew, it's a family, and I am very proud of everything we've achieved. We went from this tiny little dance crew to now being, I want to say, one of the biggest on campus, and we host dance showcases on campus every semester to kind of just bring together the dance community on campus, no matter if you're a professional crew or if you're just a friend group that loves dancing. I want that to forever continue, and I'm really, really grateful that I got to be part of that legacy. Grateful for the people. Thank you. Like I mentioned in the song, I went through a very tough time my last semester on campus before I graduated, obviously because of the end of that relationship that was very long and my first. I don't mean to be like, oh, heartbreak was the most traumatic thing that has happened to me, but it was, and it's the truth, and I am actually very proud of it now because it just changed me and made me realize how important having a community is. If it wasn't a long distance relationship, I don't think I would have had all this. So I'm glad it was long distance. I'm glad I got to root myself on my campus, and I am so grateful for that relationship because it introduced me to Seattle, which is where I'm at, which is where I am so happy that I came to. Even though when people ask me now, oh, so what made you come to Seattle? Usually I would say, oh, because I did an internship here, which is true. I did my internship here back in college, and I'm grateful for that opportunity too. It was the first time I lived in Seattle for like a few months instead of just like visiting for a week or a few days, which I did a lot of. But when I graduated, I figured, okay, I have 3 months to find a job. Why not do it somewhere that I know that I would love, a city that I would see myself living in? So I came to Seattle alone and I started looking. I lived on campus. It was a hard time. I'm grateful for the people that I met during that time. I feel like I was still struggling to be authentic because I think the things that I post on social media are usually positive, but inside of me there was this dark force that was dragging me. And while it was dragging me, I was still eager to push myself up. That didn't really work out because part of me was still in a dark place while another part of me just wanted to push myself forward. But I didn't realize that I actually needed more time than I wanted to admit. I needed more time to really figure out myself. I had to take that time to slow down, to take care of myself, and really just ask myself, what do you need? What do you want? What would make you happy? Because this was the first time I was independent in a place that was so familiar, but at the same time, it felt completely different, and I was unsure if I wanted to stay. But then I found a job at Kin On, the nonprofit, and that was the best experience that I could have asked for. I didn't know that I could love working so much because I felt like the work that I was doing was so meaningful, the stories that I got to hear and tell, and the people that I got to work with. It was overall just so rewarding, and I learned so much from everyone. And so at the end of last year, I was like, okay, I love it here in Seattle, but I can't keep working because of my visa. So what's next? I really thought that I was gonna go home because I didn't see myself going back to school so soon. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do yet or what to further my education in. All I knew was that I still loved the arts. I still loved storytelling. I wanted to do work like nonprofit where it feels like I'm giving back to the community and, you know, putting something good out there in the world. And then that's when I discovered the communication program at UW. When I found it, it was like this stroke of lightning. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do this. I found it really late too. It was like January and the deadline was February 1st. So in that short period of time, being a procrastinator, I got things done in like a week or two, and I didn't submit the application right away because I really wanted to make sure it was perfect. So I took all the time to go through everything before I submitted it on the last day. And during that time was also when I met some of the most important friends in my life, and they made Seattle feel more like a home because a lot of my friends are overseas all around the world. You know who you are. I'm not gonna name everyone, but like meeting Grace and Serena, I'm just gonna name them, and my roommate Cadence, and just having them here in Seattle with me made me feel like, okay, I can stay now because I not just know that I'm not alone, but I have these people to support me here now if I ever needed help. And so yeah, I went back home for a little bit during the summer, and then I came back for this program. I am in love with it. Everyone that I've met so far have been so inspiring, so authentic, honest, open, and that encouraged me to be more open. I think something I struggle with is I am really comfortable on camera. I am literally talking to myself. So I feel like I can say whatever in a way. I can edit it too. But when I'm in front of a person, especially if it's someone that I'm not very familiar with yet, I'm usually not that confident. I would hesitate on how much I should share, or like, I don't know. I'm not always the same person, I feel like, in person until I'm comfortable with you. And joining this program has kind of changed how I felt about that. I realized that I am more willing to share this part of me and be more confident in myself, in presenting myself as someone who makes music, who likes dancing, who is open about stuff. And I feel like I almost can do that now with people that I meet for the first time. Maybe, I don't know. And I love where I'm at. I am genuinely happy, and I know I say this a lot, but I am so grateful because earlier last year I would not have imagined this to be my life right now. I believe that stories can spark change. I know this is my personal story. I don't know if that will change anything in this world, but I hope if my story can affect someone, I would want that impact to be how you can be true to yourself, you can be open and honest, and we can all work on bettering ourselves. No one is perfect. You are not perfect. I am not perfect. But at the same time, you are worthy, you are loved, and there is always a reason for everything that happens in your life. I was talking to Emily, one of my best friends from high school, just last night after she heard my song. Even the worst things in your life can be for the best reasons. I would not have believed this last year, but no, it's so true. The worst thing that you think is happening to you right now, it can be the best thing. It won't make sense right now, but it will. I promise you it will. And I lived through that. I can't believe this is my life right now, but I'm here and I'm just really proud. I'm happy and I'm grateful. And I'm sorry this video turned out to be so long, but okay, I'm gonna switch to Chinese for a little bit. 我知道我爸妈一定会看这个，然后我真的很感谢我的家人。You guys are my rock. 我怎么又变讲英文？反正我的朋友对我来说真的也很重要。然后我中间其实算了，还是讲英文好了。 There was a time in my life when I did doubt my faith because I was confused. I was like, God, why is this happening to me? But I get it. God always has His timing, His plans, and I've reconstructed my faith through just everything that's happened so far, all the waves, and like where I'm at right now. I know it's great, but I also know like there will be more challenges, but now I know to not lose sight of faith, hope, love, everything good, because there is so much for me to be grateful for. I really hope that you enjoyed the song or just watching the video of little me growing up, from baby angel to like now, I guess, and hearing my story. It was pretty emotional to go back and look at all my old videos, my old vlogs, my old covers even. Like that one where I sang a song for my mom and I ended up crying. I think I put that in verse 2 when I was talking about being homesick in Illinois. Yeah, it was fun to go look through all my old videos. I've been posting for 7 years now, since before I started college. Yeah, and so it's been a while, and I think I will try to be more active on YouTube if I can. But for now, I just do it because I love to, and I'm really grateful I get to share this with people. Grateful for the love that I always get from people. I wish you the best. God bless you. You are loved. You are amazing. Have an amazing week. It is the end of October today, October 31st, so happy Halloween, or just happy end of October. I was doing this Own It October thing throughout the month, but I got busy near the end, so I didn't do that every day. But I think this song is a pretty good end to Own It October. I am owning my voice and my story. Okay, I think that's enough. Thank you so much for watching. Bye! Cheer for me when I made it through. So now I tell my story about how I found myself, found so much strength and opening up.